Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Speakeasy FM.
Hi, we're really happy you're here today.
I'm Stacy.
And I'm Ian. And on this channel, we help you practice real, everyday English.
The English people actually use in real life, not textbook English.
If you enjoy our videos, please like this one and subscribe. It really helps us reach more people.
Thank you so much. Okay, Ian, I have a question for you. If someone gave you $25,000 right now, what would you do with it?
Honestly, I'd probably freeze. I'd just stare at the number for a week.
You wouldn't spend it?
I'd want to, but I think I'd be too scared to touch it. It feels like one of those things where the second you spend it wrong, you regret it forever.
That's actually a really good instinct, and it connects perfectly to today's topic.
Which is?
Financial freedom. Specifically, the idea that it's not one long road. It's actually 3 separate levels, and each level has completely different rules.
Wait, different rules? Like different games?
Exactly like different games. The habits that get you your first $25,000 can actually keep you stuck if you keep using them once you have more.
Okay, now I'm interested. Break it down for me.
I will. But first, quick reminder. If you want to slow this episode down, tap the settings icon on YouTube, choose playback speed, and pick what's comfortable for you.
Okay, so where does level 1 start?
Level 1 goes from 0 to about $25,000, and the whole goal is safety. You're basically trying to save 1 full year of your living expenses.
A full year? That sounds like a lot.
It sounds big, but think of it like a plane. A plane needs a runway before it can take off. Without cash saved, you don't have a runway. You're just stuck on the ground.
Okay, that actually makes it feel less scary. So, what are the rules for building this runway?
There are 4. Rule 1. You don't need the best, you need freedom. Does a $90 pair of sunglasses make you happier than a $15 pair?
Depends who's asking. If you ask my ego, yes. If you ask my bank account, absolutely not.
Exactly. Most of the time, good enough gives you almost the same experience as the best, but for a fraction of the price. That gap is exactly what you save.
Okay, rule 2.
A dollar saved is worth more than a dollar earned, at this stage anyway.
Wait, that sounds backwards. Shouldn't earning more always be better?
You'd think so, but here's the catch. Your income gets taxed before it reaches you. If you get a raise of $4,000 and you're taxed at 25%, you only actually keep $3,000.
Ouch.
Right. But if you find a way to save $4,000, like moving somewhere cheaper, you keep the entire $4,000. Nobody taxes the money you didn't spend.
Huh, I never thought about it like that. Saving is basically a tax-free raise.
Exactly. Okay, rule 3, and this one's important. Change the big things, not the small ones.
What do you mean by big versus small?
Most people's spending is dominated by just a few categories: housing, transportation, food. Together, those are usually more than 70% of what people spend.
And the small stuff, like takeout coffee or new shoes?
That's typically under 20%. But it's funny, that's the stuff people obsess over cutting. They'll skip a coffee and feel proud, but keep paying way too much rent every single month.
So one big decision, like moving to a cheaper place, does more than 100 small decisions.
Exactly. And you only have to make that decision once. No willpower required every single day.
Okay, last rule?
Rule 4. Kill your bad debt first, before you save or invest anything else.
Why does that come before saving?
Because if you're paying, say, 18% interest on a credit card, and you're trying to invest and earn maybe 8%, you're losing the math badly. It's like running up a down escalator that's moving faster than you are.
You'll never actually get anywhere.
Never. But if you pay off that 18% debt, you've basically just earned a guaranteed 18% return. That's an incredible deal, and nobody thinks of it that way.
Okay, so this all sounds smart on paper. Does it actually change anything real?
It changes everything. Let me give you a small example. Imagine two coworkers, Leo and Nadia, both earning the exact same salary.
Okay.
Leo spends every single dollar he makes. Nice apartment, new car, eats out constantly. Nadia lives more simply and has $25,000 saved.
I already know where this is going.
One day, their company offers both of them a new role. Slightly lower salary at first, but way more upside long term. Ownership, bonuses, real growth.
And Leo can't take it.
Leo can't take it. His bills are too high. So he needs every dollar of his current salary just to survive. Nadia takes the offer without even thinking twice, because she has a full year of savings behind her either way.
So the savings didn't just protect her, it actually opened a door for her.
Exactly. People call that luck. It's not luck. It's just being ready when the door opens.
That's actually a really nice way to put it.
And here's the thing. Level 1 isn't forever. It's not about staying frugal your whole life. It's just the foundation you build once, so you're never desperate again.
So once you've got that runway saved, you don't just keep cutting corners forever.
No, that's actually where a lot of people get stuck. They learn to save well, and then they never switch gears. They stay in defense mode for years, even after they don't need to.
Interesting. So the rules that got you here can actually trap you if you don't update them.
Exactly that, which is why level 2 looks completely different.
Okay, so level 1 is defense. What happens at level 2?
Level 2 is 25,000 to 100,000. And now you switch from defense to offense. There are two moves here. First, make your housing work for you instead of just draining you.
How do you even do that?
It's sometimes called house hacking. Basically, you buy a place, live in part of it, and rent out the rest.
That sounds complicated, like buying a whole building?
It can be small, too. A spare room, a basement apartment, one floor rented to a business while you live upstairs. The exact setup changes depending on where you live, but the idea stays the same.
Okay, does this actually happen, or is it more of a theory thing?
It's very real. I actually know someone who did this. She has 2 kids, works a regular job, and she found a small 2-story building outside the city. She rents the ground floor to a little dental clinic and lives upstairs with her family.
Wait, so her rent is basically covered by a dentist?
Basically, yes. And when I first heard about this idea, my first thought was, that's not for me, I have too much going on. But her story proved that assumption wrong.
It's funny how saying that's impossible kind of shuts your brain down completely.
It really does. The second you ask, how could this actually work? Your brain starts looking for real answers instead of excuses.
Okay, what's the second move at level 2?
Earning more. And how you do that depends a lot on your personality.
What do you mean?
Some people really don't want the stress of running their own thing, and that's completely fine. If that's you, the smartest move is finding work where your pay is tied directly to your results. Sales roles, commission-based work, fast-growing companies, freelancing where you set your own prices.
Instead of just waiting for a small yearly raise.
Right. A 3% raise every year barely keeps up with anything. But if you're the type who's always wanted to build something of your own, that's a completely different path.
Did you ever try building something on the side?
I did, actually, years ago. And here's the thing people get wrong. They think you have to quit your job immediately to be serious about it.
You don't recommend that?
Not at all. I kept my job the entire time I was building my side project. My job basically became my personal investor. It paid my bills, so the side project never had to succeed overnight under pressure.
So you worked the job during the day and the project at night?
Early mornings, some nights, most weekends. It took nearly 3 years before it made enough for me to actually leave the job.
3 years is a long time to keep 2 things running at once.
It really is, but here's the important warning for level 2. The moment your income starts going up, a trap shows up right behind it.
What kind of trap?
It's called lifestyle inflation. Basically, your brain convinces you that because you're earning more, you now deserve to spend more. Bigger apartment, nicer car, all of it.
And that quietly wrecks everything you were building.
Completely. The whole goal of level 2 isn't to look successful, it's to earn more while your spending stays roughly the same.
Is that hard to actually stick to in practice?
Honestly, yes. I remember getting a bigger paycheck for the first time and almost immediately looking at apartments I definitely didn't need.
What stopped you?
I just asked myself one question. Did my actual life get better, or did my bank account just get bigger? Those aren't the same thing.
That's a good question to sit with, actually.
It kept me from making a decision I would have regretted 2 years later.
Okay, so level 3. This is the big one, right? 100,000 to actual freedom.
Right, but before we go further, let's define what financial freedom actually means, because people picture it wrong.
I always pictured like a private island.
Ha, not exactly. Financial freedom just means the income coming in from what you own is bigger than what you spend to live. That's the whole definition.
So it's not about being rich.
Not at all. It's about the money flowing in every month, even on days you don't work.
Okay, so how do you actually know your number? Like, when do you know you've made it?
There's a simple formula. Take what you spend in a year and multiply it by 25. That's your freedom number.
Give me an example.
Say someone spends $30,000 a year to live comfortably. Multiply that by 25, and their freedom number is $750,000 invested.
And if they cut their yearly spending down?
That's the beautiful part. If they trim their spending by even $400 a month, that's roughly $5,000 a year. Their freedom number drops by $125,000 instantly.
Wait, one small monthly change moves the target by that much?
That much. This is exactly why everything from level 1 actually pays off later. Every dollar you learn to live without moves your finish line closer.
Okay, so once someone knows their number, how do they actually reach it?
There are two main paths people usually combine. Path 1 is passive investing, mostly through something called index funds.
What exactly is an index fund?
Basically, instead of trying to pick one winning company, you buy a small piece of hundreds of companies at once. Historically, that mix grows around 8 to 10% a year on average.
That doesn't sound very exciting.
It's not exciting, and that's actually the whole point. Boring and steady wins here. Most people want the thrill of picking one stock that shoots up fast.
And that usually doesn't end well?
Usually not, because the same excitement that sends a stock up fast can send it crashing down just as fast. If you lose half your money, you don't need a 50% gain to recover, you actually need a full 100% gain just to get back to zero.
That math is brutal.
It really is. Consistency quietly wins almost every single time.
So the boring option is actually the smart option.
Almost always, yes. The exciting option just doesn't feel as satisfying to talk about at a dinner party.
I bought a diversified index fund and left it alone isn't exactly a thrilling story.
No, but it's a story with a much better ending, usually.
Okay, what's path 2?
Path 2 is real estate, building on that house hacking idea from level 2. Buy a place, live in it, rent out the rest. After a while, move out, keep it as a full rental, and buy the next one.
So you slowly build a small collection of properties.
Exactly. And real estate actually builds wealth in several ways at the same time. Tenants pay you rent every month. The property itself tends to rise in value over time. Your tenants are basically paying down your loan for you. There are tax advantages, and inflation, which normally hurts your savings, actually works in your favor here.
Wait, how does inflation help you?
Because rent tends to rise with inflation, and property values usually rise too. But your loan payment to the bank stays mostly fixed. So years later, you're collecting more rent while paying the bank with money that's worth less than it used to be.
That's a strange kind of advantage, but I get it.
Most people who reach real financial freedom actually use both paths together. Index funds for steady peace of mind, real estate for a bit more speed and control.
So it's not really about choosing one or the other.
Not usually, no. It's about understanding both and using them at the right time.
Okay, last thing. Is financial freedom the same as being rich?
No, and that's such an important distinction. Freedom comes first. Being rich, if it happens at all, comes later. Once you're actually free, you get to choose what you spend your energy on.
Freedom first, rich second.
Exactly. Get that order right, and everything else gets a lot easier to figure out. Okay, let's slow down and review some really useful words from today.
Great idea. First word, runway. We use this one as a comparison. A runway is what a plane needs before it can take off. But here, it means the savings that give you time and safety before you take a big risk.
Example. Before I quit my job, I want to build a solid runway of savings first.
Next, willpower. Willpower is the mental strength you use to resist doing something you shouldn't or to keep doing something difficult.
Example. Moving somewhere cheaper takes one decision. Skipping coffee every day takes constant willpower.
Next word, passive income. That's money that keeps coming in regularly even when you're not actively working for it.
Example. Rent from an apartment you own is a classic example of passive income.
Next, inflation. Inflation is when prices generally rise over time, so the same amount of money buys a little less each year.
Example. Because of inflation, a cup of coffee cost far less 20 years ago.
Next word, equity. Equity is the part of something you actually own, especially after subtracting what you still owe on it.
Example. As she pays off her mortgage, she builds more equity in her home.
Next, consistency. Consistency means doing something steadily and reliably over time, instead of only occasionally.
Example. Consistency in investing usually beats trying to get lucky with one big bet.
Next word, trap. A trap is something that looks harmless or even good, but quietly causes problems later.
Example. Spending more just because you're earning more is a common financial trap.
And our last word, freedom number. This one's specific to today. It's the amount of money someone needs invested so that it fully covers their yearly living costs.
Example. Once she knew her freedom number, saving finally felt like it had a clear purpose.
So to review, runway, willpower, passive income, inflation, equity, consistency, trap, and freedom number.
8 useful words. Let's put a few together in one short story.
Okay, I'll start. He built a solid runway of savings before making any big moves.
It took real willpower at first, but soon it became automatic.
Eventually, rental income gave him steady passive income every single month.
He avoided the lifestyle trap, stayed consistent, and slowly built real equity.
Even with inflation rising, he was finally close to his freedom number.
All 8 words, one small story.
Try using 2 or 3 of these this week, even outside of money conversations.
Okay, let's wrap up everything we talked about today.
We started with the big idea. Financial freedom isn't one long road. It's 3 separate levels, and each one plays by different rules.
Level 1 is about safety. Save around a year of expenses using 4 rules. Buy good enough, save more than you chase raises, change the big expenses, and kill high-interest debt first.
Level 2 is about offense. Make your housing work for you and grow your income in a way that fits who you actually are.
And we talked about the trap that shows up right when things start going well. Lifestyle inflation. Spending more just because you're earning more.
Level 3 is where real freedom lives. Know your freedom number and reach it through steady investing, real estate, or usually a mix of both.
And the most important idea of all, freedom comes first. Being rich, if it ever happens, comes second.
A lot of information, but really it comes down to one thing. Small, steady decisions made consistently beat big, dramatic ones almost every time.
And none of this requires being an expert. Leo, Nadia, my friend with the two-story building, none of them started out knowing everything.
They just made one solid decision and then built the next one on top of it.
Exactly. That's genuinely all this is. Exactly. And that's honestly true for learning English too, not just money.
Funny how that keeps coming up on this channel. Okay, it's time for our favorite part.
The question of the day.
We have two for you today.
First, if you had a full year of expenses saved right now, what's one risk or opportunity you'd finally feel free to take?
And second, what's one big thing, like housing or transportation, that you could realistically change to save more?
I'll answer honestly. If I had that safety net, I think I'd finally take more time off between projects instead of rushing into the next one immediately.
And for me, my big thing is definitely my apartment. I know I'm paying for more space than I actually use.
Write your answers in the comments, even just 1 or 2 sentences.
In English, of course, it's great practice, and we genuinely want to read them.
We read every single comment.
Every one. And if someone else's answer gives you an idea, reply to them. That's a great way to practice a real conversation.
Thank you so much for spending this time with us today.
It was really useful, honestly. I think I'm going to go look at my rent again after this.
A very reasonable reaction.
If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and share it with someone who is also learning English.
And subscribe to Speakeasy FM so you never miss a new episode. New videos every week.
Remember, freedom doesn't come from one big move. It comes from small, steady decisions that add up over time.
Whether it's money or English, consistency always wins.
From both of us,
Keep learning, keep practicing.
and have a wonderful day.
Bye, everyone!
Bye!